management. Now, before we get into the details, first I'll try to explain you who we are, and so that you understand, what kind of candidate we are looking at, and pretty much, you can discuss things based on that. So first of all, we are. I'm not sure how much you know about Fannie Mae. Do you know about Fannie Mae?
Yes, I know the mortgage company. The bigger, mother company of all the mortgages is a semi-federal, federal agency. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So we are Fannie Mae. Within Fannie Mae, we are a group called as Enterprise Risk Management. Our group is called Enterprise Risk Management. So we do risk management for Fannie Mae. Now, as part of the risk management, we have number of applications. We have 6 or 7, 8 or 9 applications, and basically, you can divide those applications in 3 different domains. Since we compute risk, we also have some financial models, some models that we keep for making or to generate risk on our internally within our systems. So there is something we call as a modeling application. So there are modeling applications. Then we have some data applications, because model needs data. So we have a data application, and then there are certain applications which we call them as just applications, because these are end user applications or user applications where user interacts. They connect data to the model, generate analytics, and do all these different kind of scenarios that they run. So basically, those are front end applications. Okay. So now the position that we are looking for, or right now we have migrated our model applications to AWS Cloud. We have migrated our data applications to AWS Cloud, but still our user applications, or the applications where we have some user-based business logic, all those applications, that application is still in our data center. We are in the process of migrating it to a cloud, AWS Cloud. So we are looking for we are trying to build a team of 8 to 9 people who can help us to take this application to the cloud based on the Fannie Mae cloud policy.
Right.
Now said that the current application we have is a Java application. It's completely Java. And basically, some aspects we have a string UI. We use a string UI, which we want to basically transform it into more lean Angular-based UI, and we also have a J2E app server with certain legacy functionalities which we want to upgrade or find a different solution for them. And then we also have some business logic processes that we run, that we want to run it in the cloud. Okay. Making sure that it's been 15 years we have not changed our stack. So we want to upgrade our stack, use some new technologies, or at least make upgrades to the one that we have. So basically, but the thing is that the requirement is the team member should actually have very deep understanding of Java logic. The reason is because we have a lot of library functions, lot of we have this application has been built over 15 years. So we have different styles of code, different ways of writing Java code. Everything is embedded in this whole application, in the current system. And while migrating, we want to make sure that the business logic is transformed. But wherever there is a service layer or a technology type of an item, that we can remove it and either repackage it or update or update it on the cloud. So now said that, I think if you have any questions, I can answer it, and then 5 minutes we can start. I want to understand from your side who you are and your background.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I get an idea what you are trying to do. You are trying to migrate a modernization of the legacy system to to the new technology like Spring Boot, like Angular UI. So okay. Yeah, I started my background. I have about over 20 years experience in IT, and my last 10 years was in Java. I used Java for like 10 years, and my last project was in Bank of America. We did also service layer API project for the external team. So we created this many endpoints for the Bank of America so that they can access the cloud, and we will record all the activities. So that project was we were using Java 1.8 and Spring Boot, and also I use Elasticsearch to make the search is easier, faster, and I also put a SonarQube of our project in the scan, in the CI/CD process. So we did a lot of stuff in the project, and one before that was in Fidelity Investment. It's modernization of the legacy system also. Then before that, also in the Bank of America, we had a 12-year-old application, but because the Bank of America still have 5 million customers using that system, we have to maintain that system. So I know it's older system. It's written in 1.7 Java, and eventually we upgrade to the Angular 7 and REST API using Spring Boot 2. So basically that's the similar project. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So the current. So let me ask you. So can I ask you Java before I go into the AWS cloud? Do you have any experience on AWS cloud?
What cloud? You mean the external cloud? You mean AWS?
Yes.
Yes, I do. In the last project we do provisioning the external cloud. We use Azure and AWS, and I wrote the code using the SDK. The AWS development kit.
Okay, good. Okay, yeah. Good. We can talk about it later.
Yeah.
So can I ask you a few things on Java?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah. So let's start with which JDK versions. Like, what are the latest JDK versions that you have used?
I used 1.8. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks. Anything specific that you added or that you started using new from JDK 1.8 that you can mention? Like anything that is new that you started using in your.
Okay. So the stream, the functional interface, and the server's pool, like service thread pool, like that, and also the optional, and a lot of new features. Lambda impression, expression.
So what's a Lambda?
The Lambda in 1.8 applies to the functional interface. You can use
I know, but why did Java have to bring that? Java is oops. Java works on the OOPS principle, and it does support basically it supports methods. But why did you have to bring Lambda back? Why do you have to make it like a big release on Lambda?
Because that is easier, make life easier to do. Like when you write like an anonymous class, so that will simplify the code. and because you only have one method, you don't have to mention the name. You create basically you create some anonymous class that way. So just to make the coding easy, I guess. Yeah. Save the line of codes like. Yeah, that's my understanding. Yeah.
Okay. So now, so let's talk about. Have you used something called generics?
Separate generate.
No, generics. Yeah. Have you used generics?
Oh, generic. Yeah, generic class like use the angle braces. Yeah, use like T like generic class.
Okay.
Yeah.
So why do you think generics? Okay. How did it help you? How did
Oh,
generics help you?
yeah, you can write some universal logic like a method or class, so you can apply it to this, so you don't have to write many code for different type. You can write the same logic, the same method or the class apply to the to the similar the category of class like number, like then you can apply to all the number the class. Yeah. So, yeah.
So, but how did it help you? How did it help you? Like, you could do that by using implicit casting.
Yeah.
You've done it by using implicit, but how does it help you?
It helped me because I don't have to write multiple times the same code over again to apply to the same logic. I can use the generic type, so I can apply to different objects, so that yeah, so it's just saving time to in the coding.
Yeah, but I think it is more than saving the time because I think.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So let me ask you. So one more question. You know how to access chat from this WebEx? I've sent you something on the chat. Can you look at the chat on the WebEx?
Yes. Right.
Okay. Do you see some piece of code?
Yes.
Okay. So let's say I have two lines of code, which is string s equals to return string. So some method which returns you string. Okay. And now I want to make sure that the string is same. So I am using these 4 if statements. Okay. Are you able to see the 4 if statements?
Yes, I saw that.
Okay.
It's
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So can you tell me? First of all, you can tell me like each if statement, what is the best, what is good, what is bad, and at the end of it, I want to know which one would be the statement that you would recommend to put it.
Oh. So the return string, is this a method? What is this return?
It's a method. Yeah, it's a method. It's returning a string. It's a private method. It's returning a string. The return object type is this. Your code will. You have to tell me if I write, like, for example, if I write the code, the first line I write it, and then let's say return string is something, it is returning a string, and then I have to write an if block. I have to check if that string is basically that return value of the string is test. And now I'm writing an if block after that. So I have 4 ways of writing if block.
Yes.
Comment on each one of them.
Yeah.
Comment on each one of them. So
okay.
Take the first one and say what do you want to tell me about the first
one? The first one is compare the. The second one is good because.
Let's finish let's go one by one. First one.
Yeah, the first one is trying to compare the reference, the address, the S and the test in the pool, in the string pool. So this one I don't know. This what it will usually it should be return false because you don't know where the test in the test pool the address because you when you use this double equal you are compare the address of this string. And the second one is usually is good because you compare the contents. So you if it's the same content like a test, then it will be true. So when you compare the content, you use the equal word, that method, built-in method. And the third one, you equal a new string. That is also okay because the new string will create a new object, new test, but you still you compare you compare the content, and the last one test dot equal s. So last one also works because you compare the contents. So only the first one won't work, others will work. I mean, if you just want to compare the contents.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for that. So
Sure.
now, out of these three that works, which one you would recommend?
Which one I will recommend the second one because second no, I will recommend the last one because that won't have any null pointer exception. I mean,
Okay.
yeah, that won't avoid the null exception. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, thank you. Thanks.
Sure.
Thanks. Um, yeah. Can you tell me, what is overloading or polymorphism? Do you know what is Java's overloading or polymorphism?
Yes, overloading polymorphism. Yes.
Yeah.
The polymorphism is one feature of the object-oriented programming (OOP), and this overloading is you have different method, with different arguments like parameters and different type, So that is the overloading. Yeah.
Okay. So, so give me just a second. I have a class.
Yeah.
So I have a class, and again, I'm going to send you something on the chat.
Okay.
If I declare these two methods, do you want to comment anything?
So these two methods, they are supposed to have the same return value, but one return a variable, a primary type, another return object, integer object. So it's
Yeah. So can I use both of them and then call methods based on how my return value is?
You can use both method to. I don't know. I don't know if they will compile because I think the overloading doesn't count the return type. It only count the variables, like how many arguments. So if you put them in the same class, probably will have compilation error, yeah. Yeah, you're not it's not overloading like the return type. So that's the question. Hello.
Oh, I am very sorry. So the top one, you said it may not work. So if I rewrite it as a bottom one, you see the bottom one, I interchange the variables, would it work?
The top one.
No, no. So let me send it again.
I know. I saw it.
So this one.
Yeah.
This should work, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The first one better. I mean, because your input is a primary type, you should return usually you return a primary type, but it doesn't matter. I mean, yeah.
Okay. Just for the second one also doesn't work because when you do an overloading, the name of the variable doesn't matter. It's a data type that matters. So second one will also not work. But anyways, we'll move forward. From try-catch perspective. So
Yeah.
I have a try-catch block.
Mm-hmm.
Can I have a try-catch block, like a catch block, without a try?
You want to...
Or can I have a try block without a catch? Both ways. Can I have a catch block without a try, and can I have a try block without a catch?
I think you can have you can have a try, but you can have finally. You don't have to have a catch, but you can have a catch without a try. I mean, you have to. You don't have to have the catch if you have the finally, but you can have the catch without try.
Okay.
Because catch is trying to catch some exception throwable from the try block.
Okay. Okay. How about can I have multiple catches within a try?
Oh yes, you can catch different blocks throwable. Yeah.
Okay. And is there any consideration that I need to do when I write different catch blocks?
Yes, you should catch the more concrete one, and then from the smaller to bigger. I mean, from more detailed to the generic one. So you kind of put like a catch exception, then you catch another like an index out of bound exception. You should do first do the catch index out of bound, then catch the more general one.
And what if what if I forgot to do that? What will happen?
If you forgot, you get an exception. I mean, compilation, you won't pass because it will tell you, hey, you already include this exception. You can't, it's not valid code like that.
Okay. 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 I just have a few more questions. So on try catch.
Yeah.
So I wrote a try. I wrote a catch, and then I wrote a finally.
Yeah.
Now, so happens that in the finally block, so there was an exception. The catch caught it, and then it was executing, and then basically like you have the finally block. Now, what would happen if a finally block has an exception?
Oh, finally have an exception. So you will, because anyway the finally will be executed. So the finally execute after the finally execute, you get an exception. So that doesn't matter. So you execute the finally, and if there's exception, then it will throw another exception.
Okay, but I already caught the exception, the original exception. So in the try, I already caught the exception.
Oh, you already caught exception, but
no. So basically, this is how it is. Like try,
yeah,
and then say some code.
Yeah.
Okay, and then I have a catch.
Yeah.
And then I have an exception. So
Right.
then I said, okay, catch the exception EX.
Yeah.
Okay, and then
Then you
do something.
right.
Yeah, so do something, and then and then I close my catch. Okay.
Yes.
And now hold on, just a second. And then I said finally.
Yes.
Okay. And then again do something.
Yes.
Okay. Then now then exception was thrown, and then it got caught.
Yes.
And basically, while I was executing the except with the finally block,
Yes.
an error happened.
Oh, I think the exception will be happen because you already executed the catch block. You can't go back to the catch to catch this exception. So this will make the program fail because you cannot catch backwards. You can only catch, forward. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know about anything about multi-threading? Have you done any
Yes, I
multi-threading?
have done that. Yes, multi-threading. Yeah.
Okay. Can you share something?
Yes. I mean, there are. Yeah, I'm okay with the multi-threading code.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but can you tell me something like what are the considerations? How do you do multi-threading? What are the things that you should be careful?
Oh yes. Like in my last project, we have the provisioning going on. We provision in the cloud images. So when we can have multi-thread, we can do the bulk process of this. So we don't have to wait for this. We can just create more thread and to do the provisioning. Um, yeah, it's like a asynchronization operation. So in this case, you don't have to wait. If it take a long time, and you better do multi-threading than.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, but when you do multi-threading, what are the things that you should consider? There are certain things you should consider when doing multi-threading. Do you know anything?
Yeah, right. You need to make sure that the data you are accessing, you don't overstep the data. Like you need to be consistent, not let one process modify the data uh, that the other process also using. So that's the major one concern. And also another is make sure that you don't have the uh, deadlock happening. Like when you are waiting for one lock release, and while the other also waiting for another release, and you lock the release, the lock the resources, each other, like that case. So, but that happening a lot, so you need to be very careful.
Okay. Okay. Joe, can you explain anything on design pattern? Do you know design pattern?
Yes, I have used the factory pattern, proxy pattern, observer pattern, and
Can you explain any one? Can you explain? Take any one and explain it.
yes. For example, the proxy pattern is you can implement the same interface, and you have a proxy and you have the real one, and you implement the same interface, and in the proxy you can do some in the proxy class you can do some, like check the roles. Like in our case, we check the roles. If the this user have this permission, we will do that, and then we will call that method. So the proxy pattern is very useful. You act as a proxy of the real